Modifying shift keys. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever used the shift keys. I'm just tapped into main here. And for instance, if I tap onto shift, notice a little S appears next to the battery here. And then maybe number 1, sign comes up. So without having to go anywhere near the keyboard and use sign there, we can actually put in some of our favorites if we can remember them from these keys. Now, you can modify these. They're not set in stone. So let's see how to do that. We'll tap back to the menu. We'll swipe over and head into System. And in System, if we tap on the System menu at the top and head down to Shift keys, this is where we can do it. Now, you can see on this one, I've got equals set as solve. How this works is we first of all choose the key from the box here. I think by default, this one might say copy. But we simply choose the key, and then whatever we want to appear when we hit the shift key followed by this key is we put into this box. So to set solve, for example, we just get the keyboard up and tap solve and then tap set. And notice at the bottom of the screen it now tells you what this one's assigned to. So if we go and have a look at key number 1, you can see there it is. It's set to the sign of a function. Now let's choose another one. One of my favorites is to have when we hit shift 3 for pi to come up for angle work. Now you can see I've already set it. How would you set it normally? We tap into the box, we tap onto the pi, and we tap set. And another of my favorites is approx. I like to work in standard mode most of the time, and then if I want to see a decimal approximation, I just tap shift 5. Now again, sometimes where do these words live? We don't know. So if I backspace that out, we can, if you know how to spell the function, then just type it in. Here we go. So we have a P P R O X and an opening bracket, and then tap set and check down the bottom it's been assigned to it. Now before you leave here, you must tap OK to actually make those changes, and then let's head back to main and see what's going on. So I'll clear everything out the way. Suppose I've got this equation x squared is equal to 9. Now we all know the answer to that, but this is how it works. I tap shift, notice the S has come up next to the battery, tap on equals, the word solve appears, I press execute, and we've got our 2 solutions to that equation. If I wanted pi, I can tap shift 3, and if I'm in standard mode at the bottom of the screen, when I tap execute, pi stays as pi. If I want it in approximate form, if I tap shift followed by 5, that puts the word approx, tap execute, and there's the decimal approximation. So you can basically, there's all of the keys from equals, this whole block from the equals across the divide down to execute to the negative sign. All of these can be assigned a second function, and that's it.